Be a flamingo amongst a flock of pigeons. That's what we're all about at SMC. Welcome to this week's episode 8 of the new Salon Marketing Show. My name is Vanessa McDonald. I am the founding director of Salon Marketing Creative Agency, and we specialize in helping you retain the clients you work so hard to acquire in the first place. We do this focusing on the most valuable marketing asset you own. That would be your database. For this week's episode of the new Salon Marketing Show, I'm going to talk to you about how to successfully hold a photo shoot in your clinic with a professional photographer, the what, the why, and the how. Now, it just so happens, and this is one of the reasons why I'm running behind schedule today for this broadcast, I've just come from such a photo shoot at Essential Beauty Skincare Clinic out at Penshurst. This is a tiny little beauty salon, very successful, independently owned, family-run business. They're in their 20th year of business. And Athena and I have had a relationship since my Dermalogica days. So it's over 15 years. And she has been one of our targeted growth marketing clients for coming into her 5th year. She was the original. So it was absolutely delightful to get up early this morning and drive out to Penshurst and to assist her through the process of coordinating her first ever professional photo shoot in her clinic. And the reason that she decided to do this, based on, I made a little suggestion, is because her clinic is turning 20 years, and I explained to her that it's the perfect time to up her marketing game. And one of the things that she could definitely start to do to up her game and stand out like a flamingo is to use her own photos instead of stock photos of her treatments, all the treatments that she offers in her clinic. And we went through that whole process. I arrived about 8:15. The professional photographer was already there. The team were already there with their makeup and their hair done and their uniform and everything looking as it does every day. Fresh flowers in the salon, and I arrived at 8:15 and I left at 10:45. So everything was done in, is that 2.5 hours? I think it's 2.5 hours. And there was specific, it's not my first photo shoot in a salon, and there were specific photos we were looking for and things to consider to make the process easy and effortless, and to ensure that she, in that one session, got all the photos that she needed. So I'm going to share that with you today. I'm going to share those tips with you today. And starting with, well, why? Why would you even bother going to the expense? It's not expensive at all, but people see it as an expense. Investing in having a professional photographer come out and take photos in your clinic. Now, John was our photographer today. His specialty is weddings. So you don't need someone who specializes in taking treatment photos, skin photos, because John was just able to do with his, the tools of his trade exactly what we needed with his photographic skills and his experience. The fact that he specializes in weddings was totally irrelevant to today. Okay, so some of the reasons that you may consider investing in closing down your salon on a, say, Monday morning, as Athena did, from 9 a.m. and her first client came in at 11 a.m. So she was only closed for 2 hours on her quietest day, is for marketing purposes. Think campaign marketing, think about your social media, think about all the different touch points on social media, such as your highlights, your stories, the main feed on your Facebook page, your VIP groups. There are so many different areas now that you need to be putting out content. And I can tell you that when it comes to stock photos, unless they're really well designed and your logo's there and there's something that's been, as far as graphic design goes, applied to the use of the photo to make it look different, it just looks, it's so pigeon. It's so very, very pigeon. So to stand out like a flamingo amongst a flock of pigeons is definitely one of the reasons why you would consider getting a professional photographer out to your clinic. Okay. So campaign marketing, think about your marketing calendar for the year and the treatments that you would be most likely to focus on for those marketing campaigns for each of those promotions. You've got the other reason why that you would be considering getting a photographer out is brand. This is a really important part of your brand, your overall brand ecosystem. So if you're using the same photos that all other salons are using, how does that differentiate you from the pigeons around you? If you want to stand out like a beautiful, fluffy, proud, stand tall flamingo, you need to be different. That's how people will start to take notice. Also, they will recognize your clinic in the photos, yourself, your beautiful smiling face, perhaps even the retail area, the waiting area, the makeup area. So it truly sends a visual story of the experience and what your brand is all about. The other thing is, because you'll save money, it's actually cheaper to get a photographer out to utilize your own photos. I actually have someone knocking at my door. Can you believe it? I have to answer it because the dogs won't stop barking. I'm so sorry. And it was a skincare delivery, so I'm certainly not upset about that. It's actually, if you consider the licensing costs of stock photos, if you're doing the right thing and you're actually licensing your photos properly, then it's probably cheaper to get a photographer out to take your own photos. You own the photos, you own the copyright of the photos, you have that agreement with the photographer before you start, and then you're able to utilize those photos in so many different ways across all of those marketing touch points that I just mentioned. So let's consider campaign marketing and how many different touch points it's recommended that you include in a well-rounded marketing campaign. You've got emails, at least 3 emails. You have handouts, flyers for clients to take home, details and information about the latest promotion. You also have your posters in the clinic. You've got your website, the promotions page of your website, a banner for the homepage of your website. You've got your Facebook banner. You've got your VIP group banner. You've got at least 6 social media graphics, say 2 for Instagram, 2 for Facebook, and 2 for stories. And so that's actually quite a lot of touch points. And you can really mix things up and have some lovely visual variety if you are utilizing your own photos. Okay, so why? Marketing, brand, save money, be flamingo. Yes. Well, what sort of photos do you get the photographer to take? Okay, so this is the next part of my delivery of how to efficiently and successfully hold a photo shoot at your clinic. The first thing you need to do is consider your campaign marketing. Now, at SMC, we recommend marketing every 6 weeks, okay, as a maximum, and quarterly as a minimum. And the quarterly marketing, it's so specialized and niche and really depends on the structure of the business, lots of different things, but predominantly it's 8 campaigns a year every 6 weeks. So look back on your past marketing campaigns. What has converted well? What has been successful? Because you're going to run that again. And that is the treatment that you're going to need to include in the action list when your photographer comes to take the photos. This morning, we took photos of the Intraceuticals Oxygen Facial, so the handpieces and different angles, and including the therapist in the shot, just having the therapist's hands in the shot. We did the same with microdermabrasion, dermapen microneedling. We also did some laser hair reduction photos under the arm. I'm just thinking what other modalities. We took photos with steam, with LED. We had the light on with LED, and we also had the light off with LED, so that we were able to capture the different colors of the light. So they were our modalities. And then the next photos that we took were mask related or enhancers. So think sheet masks, white masks, any sort of dramatic type masks that look great in photographs. So we did a hydrogelly mask with rose petals in it. We did our sheet mask, we did a white mask. So you might have a green clay mask. So anything that gives you good variety in your photos. And then you're using a fan brush, and you'll have your little glass bowl. And we also took photos of me receiving a brow tint. So we did before and after photos. So you can also take it as an opportunity to take some basic before and after photos. So a simple before and after photo of a brow tint that's been taken with by a professional photographer is something that we will use in social media quite a lot for that particular client, even on her campaign marketing, if it includes a brow tint for free, for example. And so you think about your campaign marketing, or what you want to promote for the year, and those treatments definitely need to be included in the shoot. All of your enhancers. So just look at your treatment menu. What enhancers do you offer? What enhancers or upgrades do you regularly layer in as extra value with your campaign marketing? Think about your website. Think about the hero photos that you need to display or feature on your website that sends a really clear message of your specialty, of the treatment that you want to be known as the expert in the local area. You're the go-to person to treat acne. You're the go-to person to treat rosacea. You are the go-to clinic for positive age management, anti-aging. So think about that and ensure that the photos that are being taken is something that could be used as a hero photo on your website. Also, people love to see visuals on a website. Therefore, look at the treatments that you've got listed on your website and consider what sort of photo would I like to display here of this particular treatment. So that's something else that you consider. Consider your social media. And also the experience that the client will have, the relaxation experience, for example, or the nurturing, think about some of the steps in a treatment, such as using a hot towel on the face. Or what else did we do this morning? We also depicted doing a brow shape, doing a lash tint. We took photos with eye masks under the eyes before we did the sheet mask. So consider also the emotion that is being depicted in the photo. So it's really important that the model is smiling when they're on the bed. So just a really soft, relaxing smile. Like, this is really nice. I'm really enjoying this, as opposed to just being stone-faced, because it really can you can have a professional photo, you can put it on like an email as just one particular piece that we could use as an example. And if the model's like this, she doesn't look like she's relaxed. She doesn't look like she's enjoying the experience. But if the model's like this, it completely changes the way that the photo makes you feel. It's the same as well when you have a therapist or yourself in the photo, that when you're looking at the client, or when you're moving the LED over their face, that you're smiling. It might be just a really lovely soft smile, or it could be a big smile, but that sense of this is going to be a great experience is there. And so soft smile experience, I've spoken about your enhancer menu, campaign marketing, websites, social media. Yep, okay. And also active photos. So what are active photos? We know how I mentioned about the LED photos that we took. So we had two models. I was there as their mature skin model, and then one of the girls we had two therapists there in their 20s, and they were younger skin models as well. And makeup works just fine. I didn't have makeup, but when I went in there, I made sure that my skin was glowing. You want to make sure that the skin is prepared before you start the shoot. So if you do have someone who is going to be your mature skin model, it's very difficult to find a mature skin treatment model on any social media, on any stock library platform, who they have good skin. It's very, very hard to find. So if you have got a client who has great skin, like I'm told all the time that my skin is amazing for 49, and I know it's amazing for 49. So I'm a really, really great candidate for your mature skin model, because you're showcasing what the treatment can produce for someone. So think about your models. With your active photos, you want to make sure that you're getting as much light as you can for LED. So today it was the Max 7, that's why I'm going like that. And the different colored lights through your LED. If you are taking a photo for photo rejuvenation, using a handpiece, if you can get that sort of zap happening with the photographer, that can be really effective. We've achieved that with a photo shoot for Verve Noosa up in Queensland, a little clinic where we went and did a photo shoot like what I'm talking about today. Also, with your active photos, think about steam. Think about sonophoresis. Think about any modality or any step of that treatment. Think about cleansing. Think about oxygen-based bubble masks, anything that can create a bit of texture on the skin and in the photos. Think about your background. It's really important that your background is as clean as possible. You don't have too much clutter in that can really affect a photo. You want it to be as like, if you've got a white wall, it's the best. And think about your lighting as well. Okay. Also with active photos, retailing. So we took some photos. Athena has Intraceuticals, she has Dermalogica, and she has Peo, and she has a retail bag for each of those brands. So we had across the reception desk photos with all three brands' retail bags, where Athena was handing product to the client and had the Dermalogica retail bag, for example. And so what is the emotion we're trying to depict in that moment? Well, it's gratitude, it's thank you, it's have a good day, it's I enjoyed caring for you today. So that's the emotion that needs to come through the photo. So it's really helpful if you've got someone there working with the photographer who can look at you, especially if it's a photographer that's used to specializes in weddings, and can say, all right, you need to look real, like their skin looks amazing. Your skin looks amazing. I'm so grateful that you came to our clinic today. That's the emotion we want to get through, as opposed to sort of just smile, stone face. Okay, so it's very easy to get that type of emotion through if someone is prompted to do it. And the girls today just did an absolutely amazing job. We got so many photos. I wouldn't be surprised if we ended up with at least 150 photos in 2.5 hours. It was absolutely brilliant. Gift vouchers as well. So we depicted selling a gift voucher to someone over the counter, because that's a type of photo that you can use quite actively on social media, on your campaign marketing. And finally, we had some fun. So we had the girls sitting in the makeup area, and we were doing color selection for foundation. We did a few silly photos there. We did some photos of opening the front door and welcoming people into the clinic. There were fresh flowers in the clinic, so that was able to be part of retail product shots as well. And yeah, and they did headshots of the team, which is great for your website, for meet the team page, and group shots of the team as well. So all in all, it was a hugely successful exercise for Essential Beauty Skincare Clinic and Athena, and as part of her 20th birthday celebrations. And those photos will be available for us this week. And as her marketing team, the SMC agency team will have so much choice when they're actually working on the artwork and design for each one of Athena's marketing campaigns. And her next marketing campaign is a big one. It's her 20th birthday in June and July. And we tested something last year that worked extremely well. very high converting marketing campaign. So we're running with that again this year, but with her own photos instead of stock photos. So when you've got the photographer there and you're thinking, all right, I've got my list for campaign marketing, and I'm going to be doing hydrofacial MD, dermapen skin needling, LED. I'm also going to we are also DMK enzyme. We've got DMK enzyme therapy. You've got everything written down. You've got your list. Now, how do you then direct your model or your therapist where to stand, how to hold the handpiece? Well, this is my final tip for you today. What you do is you go to a stock library or a stock photo platform such as Shutterstock, and then you go and you search for example, let's go oxygen facial. This is exactly what we did today. And you can see that this is the sort of pose that we created today. So if gloves are used in the treatment, we put gloves on. If gloves weren't used in the treatment, we didn't put gloves on. The one thing we needed today that we didn't have was a safe ladder a safe stool for the photographer to stand on to be able to take a photo such as this. So when you're deciding on the treatments that you want to include in your shoot, it's also important to take a look at stock photos libraries like this, get some inspiration on how you want the handpiece held, where you want the hands to be positioned. So you can see the expression on the model's face. She's enjoying it. If she didn't look like that, the photo would not make you feel the way that it makes you feel. That looks like it's a results-driven treatment carried out by a professional esthetician, and this person is relaxed and is clearly enjoying it. Eyes opened, eyes closed, so you've got good variety there as well. So here we have an oxygen stock photo, eyes open, and here we have one, eyes closed. And we did all of this today. All of this was created today. You can see the background is quite clean. It's fine to have some equipment in the background, but you just want to avoid tissue boxes and all sorts of clutter. You want to think to yourself, is the background the best depiction of our brand and what this treatment room is going to look like when someone walks in here? And and then you just go to your next modality. So you go skin needling, and you just get generic photos for skin needling. There you go. So I know that we created that, and I'm pretty sure we also created that. Okay, so it just makes it so simple. You've got your laptop there, the therapist is there, the model's there, the photographer's there. You say to the photographer, I want these 4 photos here for skin needling. He looks, no problem. And then the therapist can look at the photo and just duplicate what's going on there. Okay. See, we've got a little soft smile on the face. If that wasn't there, that photo would be completely different. Let's look at one more, another common one. So peels, facial peels. And what have we got? So we have photographs with fan brushes here. This is one that I loved when I saw this, applying the peel and using the fan brush. So we actually duplicated that today. That was one that we use on a lot of our marketing campaign sets for peel based treatments. So we actually took that photo today. And so it's very, very simple. See this? You've got your gloves, you've got your little glass bowl, you've got the brush in the right position. Bringing the bed up definitely gave us better results with our photos today rather than keeping the model flat. So that's something that you can just consider. Okay, so how are we using the bed? Can we lift the model a little bit more so we get a better photo? Because that means that you'll get a lot more photos that you can use. I love that as well. So there you go, facial peels. Masks are also great. And, you want to have, not that, I want to have facial mask. So a white mask, you've got your hydrogel masks. And again, green masks, under eye masks, sheet masks. So you can come and get ideas here for mask-related photos. And finally, the microdermabrasion is always a great promotion for most clinics. So we pretty much, I just opened this and I said, I just want that, that. We took a lot of micro photos. So I hope that's been helpful for you today. Now, where do you find a photographer? A lot of you have got friends or friends of friends who are photographers. Even amateur photographers can be appropriate for something like this. But if you go to, if you go to Airbnb, you've also got for your local area Airbnb experiences, and photographers will often list their services there, but usually related to have an Instagram shoot in Sydney, or have an Instagram shoot wherever. That's how we found our photographer for our most recent SMC photo shoot, which was held in Split, in the old town of Split in Croatia. I just went to Airbnb and there were photographers listed who were self-taught photographers, but they had the equipment, they had the experience, they had the eye for it, they understood about lighting and getting you to, lift your chin and all of that. But what their core business on Airbnb is to take tourists around to tourist spots so that they get the best Instagram worthy photos. So just because someone lists their services that way doesn't mean you can't approach them and share with them the details of your brief for your own photo shoot that you require. You might have clients that are photographers. You could do a contra with them. Post on your social media that you're looking for a photographer. Go to groups like Like-Minded Bitches Drinking Wine. I think I often see posts there are people looking for writers, photographers, all sorts of different skill sets. So finding a photographer definitely shouldn't be difficult. And I have no idea what Athena paid for her photography today. Me personally, I've always paid around up to $1,000 for half a day, and I get a lot of photos for that. And the last one I think was the one in Croatia was €200, and that was half a day. So it really does vary. It varies a lot. I know that quite a few of our SMC Insider members have got brothers, husbands who are photographers. So ask around and you'll find the right person for you. I hope that's been helpful for you. I certainly have enjoyed sharing my experience that I just came from, a photo shoot at Essential Beauty Skincare Clinic, and love to wish Athena a very happy 20-year anniversary for her skin clinic. A beautiful little beauty salon and out there at Penshurst, and I just love seeing her go from strength to strength and continuing to stand out like a flamingo amongst a flock of pigeons. I'll see you here next week for episode 9 of the new Salon Marketing Show. I hope you have a great day. Bye for now.